Good evening, everyone, and thank you for attending our meeting this evening. Just a couple of our usual things. Could you please make sure your mobile phone are either on silent or switched off? And there is no planned fire drill this evening, but if anyone should need any help, should there be a real alarm? You, Caroline, you make sure you're covered. All right.
We'll get one in a minute.
And do please don't use the lift. Okay. So have we any apologies for absence?
We have Councillor Zielinski and Councillor Cooper.
So is there any members who've got any interest in any of the items on the agenda where they need to declare an interest? No. Okay. Well, we could adjourn the meeting at the public stream, but because we won't get any public here, so we'll stay in session. Right, to receive and agree the minutes of the Finance Council meeting held on the 13th of April 2026.
I think I was marked absent on the last one. Needs to be changed.
Was you marked absent, were you? Oh, sorry.
I've asked for it done.
On finance.
Fine, actually. I'm not going to.
Anything else? Anybody else? Good. Right, the next item is to receive and consider any late urgent items at the chairman's discretion. Prior notice must be given. Right, we'll start off by saying I've had several people approach me about two outstanding matters. One being the barn complex with the swimming pool, and the other one being the version of the town centre. And I've decided that these are quite big ticket items and that we won't be discussing this evening, but we have a date for you next Monday for extraordinary meeting. For those two. That will be at 5 p.m.
We could do a meeting next Monday at 5 p.m. before markets. Everyone happy with that?
I think just cram that into tonight.
Well, you can't discuss anything.
No,
We discuss it, you can't agree. Where this way we can put it on an agenda and make it
The 20th, yeah.
yes.
And that gives the public time as well.
Yeah. Is that okay?
What time is it?
5 p.m. before market?
5 p.m. Yeah.
That we'll need to close that meeting by about 6:15. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yes.
That should be enough,
Yeah.
shouldn't it?
Sorry, are you happy with those two items being done until next week? That's
Yeah.
fine. Right, Helen has one.
I have another late item which we could go on, but it's not anything to do with money. It's about the 2 acres land. So I had this conversation with Breckland. We've been talking about this 2 acres of land, which you know is at the top. So I came up with the idea of having a community dog field. So I spoke to Breckland and they said that would be regarded as leisure because you can only use it as leisure. So I had a look through and I've spoken to Ralph Burton. So what happened was this piece of land was bought 18 years ago. With this piece of land, it was bought from Martin Cavalier. He's the only one. So there is, it was bought in 2018, retained for the right of way. So he had the right of way through this piece of land. Also, if he decided to sell it, he would have to have first refusal. And there was an option to buy back, but that expired in 2013. When you had this piece of land, I'm going to try and turn this around. This piece here was your access into it that was given. This is Martin Cavalier's land. This is our piece of land. This is the access into that land. And that piece access there is about 5 metres. It's not enough for have a road or a car or anything to go through. Breckland did question, when I spoke to Ralph, he said, we questioned why the town council bought this piece of land. Anyway, we have it. So when we went to Hadley's, wanted to do here, you'll see this bit here at the top. This was going to be developed by Padley's. If this had been developed, council would have had Breckland were going to give this piece of blue hatching. So we would have had access into the leisure land. That didn't happen. So that access has gone. This access here is Breckland's, and they would get £94,000 if this was developed. Okay. So I said to Ralph, could we use that piece of leisure land for a community dog field, which means we wouldn't make any money from it, but any money we made would go back into, we could have fencing, we could have wild areas, we could have a copse. It's 2 acres, it's a good piece of land, but the only problem would be access into it. Breckland said yes, they would definitely consider us being able to use that as leisure land. And would we like the wind turbine piece? That would give us access into the land, and it's also got hard standing for car park. So I said to him, how much would you sell that to us for? And he said let's ask members, but it would be £1. So they would basically transfer this piece of land to us, but they also said they would consider transferring this piece here. So then if we did get developed over here, we would get the £94,000.
Seems like a good scheme.
So I spoke to Ralph. He said if you wanted to move forward that idea, he would come and talk to council, and then we could move forward with it.
That's a good
How
idea.
do members feel about that? It seems
Right.
seems like a good deal.
Yeah.
On that, yeah, I think
Yeah.
it
So there's
sounds
nothing
good.
to discuss at the moment.
No,
I could
but
move forward.
One
with that and
question
go back
I
to
would
Ralph.
like to ask him is what happens with the turbine? Because that's got another,
the
it's only been renewed now for another 20 years, is it?
No, so there's an ongoing lease on that.
Yeah.
It would give us 5,000 income a year.
They would,
Um,
we would
they
get
would-
that lease then, wouldn't
We
we?
would get that lease. So there's a lot of legal work to do here. There's not going to be, it's going to be a bit of
Yeah.
a legal, but it would give us some, it would give it a use for the land. It would give us a community area and an income that we could then put back into there. So you can't make money from it. However, when you think about how much the fencing would be, you could pay someone to do it. You'd have the dog bit, you could have a bench, you could have a shelter, you could have it as a nature walk. It wouldn't just have to be dog, it would be an open space.
So we use a dog field over at Narborough, Grange Meadow, and it's £10 an hour. So, and it's fully booked like most of the time.
Yeah.
I'm more than happy to book it out for an hour and you go and have
Yeah.
a look around that, to be honest with you, so you could see.
We looked at the one at North Pickenham, and
Yeah.
that's got a nice wild.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think we could get grants for wildflowers. We'd need CCTV, we'd need fencing, but the money you get from the income you can put into it, you can earmark it, so it goes back in. If we ever said, right, we're now making money from it, it goes to pay your loan back because we're not making income.
Yes.
Yeah, so are you saying that we would be able to charge for people to use?
Yes, but a
As long-
community rate.
Yeah,
And so if we made any profit, it has to go, we
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to have, that would go back into that.
brilliant.
But I think that would take years because you've got a loan to pay off, and surely that's that. So are you happy for me to go back to Ralph and organise a meeting for him to come in and talk about
Yeah.
the transfer of land?
I think the general consensus is a good idea, and that brings the land back into use, because that could be landlocked for years and nothing done with it.
How long have you had it? We have had it.
Since 2008.
Oh, wow. So if we could get both pieces, then,
But we don't need the both pieces, but it seems a bit silly if we not to have that if they're offering it for us. And then if we do get this developed, we could end up with 94,000.
yeah,
We could make at least a walkway through onto that land through from the ecotech bit.
No, this is where you'd park. You'd have your parking in there and then you'd get through. So your parking would be here and then you'd go into there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I love the idea. I think it's,
that was just something. So I'll move forward with that and then we take it possibly to September's meeting.
yeah, it'll probably take that time to get stuff all the facts
Yeah.
together.
What about legal fees? I suppose we would have to pay their legal fees.
a small price to pay
Sorry.
for some, it's probably a small price to pay for something that would have value with the right of way as well.
Yeah, I'm not against it. I just
No, I'm just-
Well, it would, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, then it would be used, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think it would be a good.
Think about the tower up again, the observation platform.
Yeah, that's.
No, that's a private that they won't do that.
They won't,
We wouldn't touch that. It's nothing to do with us. No, that would.
No, that's just a thought, but it used to be fairly popular years ago, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Went up to schools.
I've been up there dozens of times.
Right, can I move on now to receive any actions agreed at the last finance meeting?
Everything that was on there has been done. So
We'll receive a quarterly report from the internal control officer.
it's not here.
He's not here.
Did he give? He did one last week and he was happy.
Yes, he was happy.
Yeah, he was.
Well, fellows, are we happy that we're all happy?
I think he was emailing it to you, but he obviously hasn't. But he did do a report and he was happy. Said to me it was fine. So budget report. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, we then move on to our new acquisition, which is Jimmy's Land, and we've got items that we need to look at or we develop.
Well, I put the asbestos on there, but we haven't had the report back because it's obviously gone away for sampling. So we're going to just have to defer 8.3.1.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
CCTV.
Yeah. So I've got 2 quotes for CCTV. Have you all had a look at them? I think this is the one who does our town council yard, fire, there's our building. This one came out. So you've all had a look, so.
Yeah.
Right.
I think the one with the tower in the middle, you know, having on the tripod was quite good because that I felt would, if that was on there, that would hopefully cover some of the allotment entrances as well.
Well, what he said was that the bit more expensive one is the one who does here for us and does all our security. He said he would be able to put it on the building, but we can't quote for the building. The building would be cheaper, but he can't quote for that because we don't know what's happened with the asbestos building. So I think if you agree the more expensive one, and if we can put it on the building, his preferred option would to put it on the building, that would be cheaper. If we can't, then it's the one on a post.
Yeah, but I thought the coverage of that would have been a lot more use to us because it would cover some of the roads into the Shoulder Lane allotments, wouldn't it, as well?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was up higher, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm only
2 members wishing to comment. Caroline?
Aren't we supposed to have 3 quotes with everything? Not
No.
2.
It depends on the value of what
Yeah.
anyway.
And it's how many you can get. I could only get 2.
That's not how I read it, but then again, okay,
I can send you a copy of financial regulation.
Right.
You can have a read there.
yeah, it says on the 3.
Thanks.
The first question, on the second quote, he mentions the audio being disabled. And do you know if that means that you can't have any sound recorded? Or have I misinterpreted that?
Which one's that on those?
I think it's on the second quote, says, it's got a list of.
I think it's because then it doesn't take so much megabytes. So if you wanted to turn it off, you don't have so much storage,
Right.
because if you have video with sound, you'd lose. So you can then choose to have
Right.
either or.
Yeah.
So we probably wouldn't want sound. You just want video, and then your 5G wouldn't be so much.
Okay. And have I got it right? The second quote, or both of the quotes, they're saying that we should have a router.
Yeah.
That's so we can connect to the office, so we can see it. So if like there's a problem on a Saturday or Sunday, we'll get an alert on our phone, so we know we can contact police.
And is it, because my last question then is, the first quote was recommending we have an alarm.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is if we have it all rigged up to your phone, it will, if there's an intruder there, you'll get something on your phone.
As well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you
yeah,
can
yeah.
deal with it. So
Yeah.
we don't need to have an alarm on site.
No, no.
That seems to be an important part of the issue, because
Yeah.
if it's got really problems, there's most
Yeah.
likely got to be a weekend
Yeah,
when there's new stuff about it.
yeah.
And both quotes are quoting for cameras that are good enough for the police to.
I
pick
did
up.
speak to the second one, but the most expensive one, definitely. And they do, he's the one who's doing all our museum at the moment.
Yeah.
So I can't really say with the other one. You got the other one, didn't you? I mean, and they have done the cameras at the Rec, which aren't quite just as standard as probably this one.
Yeah, because don't the police are able to say to you,
Yes,
you
yeah,
need
yeah,
to
yeah,
have
yeah,
this
yeah,
for us
yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Yes,
use
to
it.
be able to do something. Yeah.
But when you think the majority of our equipment and probably vehicles at some time are going to be on that site, we do need
Yeah.
good cover, don't we?
Yeah,
What is the difference in the quotes? Can you remind me?
So it's 577 and 6877.
So it's about 1,200 then,
Yeah,
roughly.
1100 difference. Yeah.
So it's not a lot to go for the,
Well, this one's got the National Security Inspector certification,
yeah, that's a higher one.
the higher one.
Well,
I think it's
What's the cost of the insurance on there then for the year? Does it make any difference what cameras you have on there for the insurance?
I think if you've got the National Security Inspector, we have got the insurance coming out in a couple of weeks to show him round and that. So I think it's just maybe because it's certified, but doesn't really make a much difference to our insurance scheme of things.
Lindsay, did you want to comment?
Yeah, the first one, I think the intruder alarm system would be a good idea, isn't it? Some,
Yes.
otherwise, no. Not.
Right, are we at the stage where we
Yeah.
vote on this?
No, at all.
Right. Any proposals for any of these?
I'd probably go with the more, it's only 11 or 1,200 pounds, so I think it's worth that bit extra to get the better quality and hopefully it'll last a bit longer as well.
Yes.
Second one.
Kelly will second that. Who's in favour? Unanimous.
I like the idea, it's all in-house as well, so that they.
Exactly. That's what. Yeah. Yeah.
We get most of our properties are well covered then, aren't we?
Yeah.
Right, security fencing is also part of this.
Yeah, so I spoke to a couple of people who live opposite and they're very happy that we have it. I did speak about the fencing and I said we would be keeping the hedging up just so it gives it a bit more of a natural feel, which they were all very, they're quite happy with that. They didn't mind about they understand that we would need to have fencing and I think they're quite keen for us to be secure as well, because obviously they don't want people going down there. So we had two quotes. This was one type of fencing we could have. So this is the normal galvanized palisade that we can have. Oh, is it not? Oh, sorry.
Are there any recommendations in terms of the height of it?
Well, I've actually gone to, hang on, let me just get this up. Sorry. So I've actually gone to Simon Wood at Breckland and said, do I need planning? I don't think we do because it's not on a highway. And I said, can I put in pre-planning advice? And he said, yes, and he would waive the £500 fee. So I have put in planning. I haven't heard back from him yet. And this was for both sides of the fence. I did a nice picture for him. I did all the gate entrances, different types of fencing. I'm just waiting for them to come back. So I think we'll be fine, especially if we go for the 1.8. I think the 2.4 is quite big. And I don't know, but I think it looks fine. 1.8 to me looks okay. We've had two types of fencing. So we've had two quotes for this, but the other guy said about this one, which is a lot cheaper and a little bit more natural looking.
What they've got at the school.
Yeah, which is at school. So his idea was for this. So the web, how is this? So this is the weld mesh fencing at 11,000 at 1.8 high.
Yeah.
And then you go to the palisade, this one, and that could be 16,500 or 26, depending on the option.
I'll go with the stronger one because that, pin stuff, they could easily cut their way into that. That wouldn't take.
But you have got the fence either, you have got the hedge either side as well.
Climb over that, can't you? You can't really climb over the other one, can
I was going to ask about the hedge because I would rather not see hedge removed, but
If we've said no, we wouldn't, yeah.
but the first quote, he's got 2,500 for removal of the
Well,
hedge.
that's because he thought we were going to take the Lalandi hedge out and I've said no.
Right,
So in the front, the natural hedge, the
Yeah.
fencing would go behind the
Yeah.
natural hedge.
Yeah.
On the side, which is ours, going to the allotment, we would have it this side of the Lalandi, so it would be the road side. The only reason he thought we were going to take the Lalandi out because we have to look after it, but speaking to neighbours round there, I think they would prefer it in.
yeah,
We keep the Lalandi hedge in.
you know, I think we should keep it. So does that mean we can deduct 2,500
Yes.
from?
That quote, but it's not, there's still a lot of difference in
Yeah,
Yeah.
two quotes.
and if you've got, I know not in all cases, but in areas where you've got the hedge on the outside of the fence, you're not going to be able to cut a hole in that fence anyway.
No, no.
Without,
Just show you what I put in. This is what I put in for pre-planning. This is my the plan I drew. We're not showing again. No.
We'd have to have a little space between the existing Lalandi and the new fence, because
Yeah.
otherwise I would.
This is what I put
The
in.
hedge trim.
So we get rid of the gate here.
Yeah.
We have one exit here, which is the one we would want to use.
Yeah.
The two types of hedging, one would come this side of the hedging, but this is the Lalandi and that fence would go that side of the hedging. Then I've also put in for a polytunnel and I've said if we had to change this because of asbestos, would they be happy for us to change like for like?
Yeah.
So that's what I've put in. All the way round. There's a gap here that would all be filled in.
you? The only thing I'd say about having the hedge next to the fence, you can be easier to get in.
well, Clive,
Something up, you could pop a ladder up against the hedge. Be easier. So on that side of things, I would go for the first fence because it's got razor sharp edge to the top. You have to watch out for that because you could easily put a ladder up against that. Be easier to get in. Just sort of cushion, don't you? With just a fence there, that's harder to go. But when you've got a hedge in front of it, you can sort of stand on the hedge.
Is that with using the weld mesh you talk about?
Yeah, the first one,
Oh, the first one, yeah.
sharp one, yeah.
Okay.
This one
yeah,
here.
yeah.
That would be harder to get through. So if it,
Both in here. Look.
Kelly, can we just come to you?
Yeah, no, I mean, my preference is the first one, with the palisade.
The green.
Yeah.
No, the
This one.
silver,
Yeah.
galvanized one.
Yeah.
For longevity and also for the green, knowing we've had this on construction sites and that, and it's very easy for them just to
That's what.
angle through and blow through.
Yes.
Network Rail uses the palisade quite a lot for areas, and I think for the value of items we'll probably have there, it would be logical to try and keep them as safe as possible. Otherwise, insurances will then have to be used and
With that in mind, so that, what is the difference?
Well, what difference in the prices?
Yeah, there was two. So I've got 1.8 high, which we think is enough.
Yeah.
And that is 16,500.
That's for the which one?
That for the
well,
weld.
you took them off of that, yeah.
That's the palisade. That
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then this option here is the same. But he's put in, so you can remove the hedgerow there. So it's
Right.
2,500.
So how much was that?
So that'd be about 23 and a half.
there's another 500 quid as well because he's on the first quote, he's put 2 gates in, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, we
Pedestrian and-
only want one on there, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, I think we're gonna have to,
With both these contractors we've used
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
So they're both well-known contractors to us. Trust both of them. They've both done work for us.
And I propose that we go to the second quote for the 1.8 metre palisade fence and double gates.
say
That's
Which one is that one? Is that
Sharp one, that's the.
The
Yeah,
silver one.
with
the
which-
galvanised one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
The
which,
one with the pointy bits on the
which
top.
price, sorry? It
It's
does
the
the
second
1.8,
quote,
Helen.
which is 16,430.
this one. Yeah,
And that's the one, the straight ones with the, with the spikes on the top,
Yeah.
not the mesh one.
Well, it's,
Yeah.
Silver one.
it's a long-term investment, so we.
yeah.
we
I
might
will
as well
wait
get
to
the
hear
right
from
money.
Breckland
Yeah.
about planning, but I'm pretty confident that we don't need it.
Yeah,
But yeah,
okay.
okay.
Lindsay's proposed that, I've seconded it, so can we have a show of hands, please? Unanimous? The last item,
Most of this come out of, Helen.
Yes, it will all come up. Yeah,
the last item is the shipping container storage units.
So I'm just going to show you something that Charlie made today. Well, if we had the shipping container. Come on, hang on, I'll get it up first. Coming up.
This is instead of the shed.
Yeah, if we had to get rid of it, we don't know because of the asbestos.
You're waiting for the report on that.
We are waiting
Yeah.
for the report.
Yeah.
He's got it. I've got it on my phone actually. So we're looking at 2 storage containers anyway, but he actually had a picture. They're on my phone actually. Don't yeah. Did you email it?
Well,
You have 2 shipping containers and then you have a roof over, which gives you a bit in the middle, which is what we haven't got.
Yeah.
He had a, I don't know where I put it, he had a really nice.
Can I just ask, Helen, does that mean the majority of our equipment, including that which is down at the cemetery, will be coming up to the new site?
Yes, I want to get everything out of the cemetery and use this area,
So
which is
Christmas
much
lighting,
nicer.
anything?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
This was Charlie's idea.
Oh.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
obviously, so we don't know what the asbestos service is.
No.
there. If they say we need to get rid of the asbestos, but we've still got the metal, hopefully the metal framework, we could do something like this.
Pretty clever.
You know, you use your 2 containers and then you've got inside storage for your vehicles, etc.
It's, you've got down there 20-foot containers. Is that going to be big enough? Because that's 20 foot, it's not for that big.
But that's what they do, 2 times 20-foot green one trip.
Yeah, they
Um,
do them up to 40 foot.
Yeah, so we could get more.
I,
Should we defer this until we know a bit more? Because I
think we need
feel,
to.
I
I
was
think it
hoping
could
we
work.
had the asbestos.
Yeah, but that's got to come first.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we
And-
may
and
never
actually-
use that building.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
if you need the more space, you know, which are you all the time building up equipment and that sort of thing, 20 foot, you know, it's not that much space in one of those. You took 20 foot by what, 8 foot? Is it?
I think what we're thinking is we're paying weights and stones at the moment and we could now buy our own and put it there, but
Yeah.
maybe we need to just wait and see,
Would you-
leave it
would
till
you-
September.
Yeah.
Would it be worth just inquiring somewhere else? Because I know they make,
Yeah,
make 20,
Yeah.
30 and 40 foot.
If we defer that till September, give
Yeah,
you time
we
to
get a
get
bit
some
more
other.
information and we should have an asbestos report there.
Yeah.
You'll know how bad it might be fine.
Yeah.
You might not need it.
I really like this idea that if
I
we
do.
have to change purely because you've got an area where you can have dry works,
Exactly, which we
exactly.
haven't got at the
which the
moment.
guys, if needed to repair anything or service or whatever, then it's
Okay,
Everybody happy on that one? Right, the next item is to consider quotes to remove a dead tree at Northwell School.
well, we haven't had enough, unfortunately. We've only had one.
Right,
Can't get anyone else to do it. They've had a look and they're coming back to us, aren't they? Got 2 more quotes that we're waiting for.
okay.
So, and
Is this
think-
in our area or is this in Anglia Water combination area?
it's our area.
What, on the bank then? on the bank.
But Charlie did say he doesn't think it's that too bad if we wait, so
Do you try the people I
we've got
suggested?
ones from them,
Oh,
yeah.
good,
It's quite expensive,
Yeah.
so we just want to make sure
Okay.
we've got another one at least to go with.
Is that something you would need to bring back to us, or can you do that under delegated?
We
authority?
could do it under health and safety, yeah.
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 Do you feel about that? As we would be meeting
It's
again.
been,
in
it's been
September.
condemned as it was desperately needed to come down.
I think it's desperate, is it? Yeah.
I've not seen the tree.
No, we haven't seen the tree because we can't get to it,
But
so.
if it's desperate, I think we do it under health and safety.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
But if it's not,
Two more people have looked at it. I just
Yeah.
want to wait to see what
Yeah.
they say before we, yeah,
Okay, we'll leave that one to you then. All right.
okay.
Receive and consider a quotation from the Eldon Estate to supply installation and decoration of the Christmas tree.
Jen and I met them and Nicola and Kelly, so what, do you want to?
So the chat was great. He said about coming in, the tree would be 28 foot.
Is it last year? Is it last year?
20.
22.
It's supposed to be 22.
Yeah.
So location wise, as you come up London Street towards the bus cross and the road forks off, the tree would actually stand there in front of the bus cross, 28-foot tree. The plan would be for them to come in overnight, around midnight, somewhere between midnight and 4 o'clock. Close the road slightly on that one side and install the tree, make sure that it's all secure, that it's straight. They would also do the same thing again to collect, take away and get rid of the debris. He was very thorough about the regulations surrounding the tree going in that area and the health and safety thing. They did adhere to everything that needed to be done. Also, insurance wise, that would be covered by Elfden because they would put it up and take it back down again. So yeah, the quote is a full quote, including all their insurance covers and health and safety and everything else.
my question would be, are they guaranteed it being 28 foot? Because last year it was
Yes.
nothing like the size that they
No,
quoted.
He
Right.
guarantees it would
Yeah.
be a 28-foot Norwegian spruce.
I got a bit on the tongue later on when you get to that bit.
Does that mean we're not going to do one on the assembly room steps this year?
Well, if you had one on there, we'd have to be small again.
Yeah.
We had so many complaints about it
We did.
last year. We said we
Because we
wanted to
did-
quote.
We did move down to the assembly rooms. We talked about it being there and he said there is no way you could get a tree any bigger than what we had there
Yeah.
last year because of the ground space on it. But yeah. Yeah, isn't that permanently at Pedners or is that just something that was there for last year?
No, it's been given.
We gave it.
No, you
Yeah.
gave it.
The other thing was that, you know, that there could be a discussion with Iceni that they may want to do something with that area.
Maybe
And
that didn't do something.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that was something else we considered. It does look expensive, but when you consider that we've got around, well, going back a couple of years, we had about 8,500 residents of voting age. That works out about 37 pence a head for the tree. So, you know, that financially, when you think per person, that's not a huge amount, but
And that would go
Again,
in the second week in
that would be
November.
the second week in November that they would
That
come
takes
to
that
that.
job away from our boys
Yeah.
as well. doesn't
Well, they
it?
couldn't do anything
No.
like height.
No.
We have to
No.
hire a cherry picker and we struggled last year, didn't we, even with that size.
Yeah. Yeah,
They put it into sort of concrete blocks
Mhm.
and make it, and then someone comes along afterwards and just straightens it and makes sure it's all pegged in and safe.
Yeah.
So we could, if we wanted to, decorate around the concrete block.
Mhm.
We can't paint it, but we could decorate something or put picket fencing around that the boys could make. And we thought at that point in that area, everyone would see it, whichever way you were coming through. For Thursford, travellers through, you know, that kind of thing. It would actually look quite nice.
We're certainly going to have a better display this year with the decisions we've already made. So hopefully, church people are going to be going happy with us this year.
Heard you with the fairy for the top of it.
Bow and arrow.
All right, so where are we with this one? You want to vote on this one? We accepting that?
So, I mean, I'll propose that we accept the quote for help Eldon this year for the tree.
Yep.
Um,
Second from Kelly. Who's in favour?
Yeah.
Everyone,
We are unanimous again? My goodness me, it's worrying. Okay, so when one item we're going to skip because the plumbing works that were on the agenda.
yeah, so, sorry, Christmas lights first, so,
I'll have a sorry,
Yeah.
I missed something.
The one to talk about.
Oh, yes, sorry, yes, there.
this is the Christmas lights, what sounds, she had a massive quote from that, didn't she?
Yeah,
And Nicholas made a recommendation, actually.
Yes, she has. Does anyone want to lead on that? Did you want to?
Wasn't entirely sure about the, because it was switching at the ball and buying.
Yes, I think, where did she send it to you?
She sent it in an email earlier today.
Right,
But she's recommending purchasing from Blogshare,
Thank
spelled
you.
out wrong in the UK. So to purchase rather than to hire, to have them, which was 4,868, which seems really quite cheap given what they were.
yeah.
Really, what is that right? Is the lease?
She's
3
like
years.
copying
Well,
in there.
so the lease,
what's the lease, something like
the lease
that,
was going to be 11,500.
over the 3 years, yeah.
Yeah, so this is going to be,
The purchase was 4,000, but
Yeah.
then the purchase of instead of hiring the ball, which was 8,000, I think it
yeah,
was
that
a
was the
year.
main cost, wasn't it?
There was the purchase option of actually buying a walk-in gift present that you could actually have your photograph taken in, and that was 7,000.
7.5.
I think
Full
the
purchase
thing
cost that
higher
way.
as well, Lindsay, is they came,
Yeah,
they put an
Puts it
app
all
on, they
up,
take it
yeah.
away, they store it for you for the year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this way we'd have to do,
that would
you know,
be all extra cost.
they
to
would
us
tell
if-
us how to do it.
Yeah,
They tell us how to do it because I remember the guy said,
Yeah.
"I'll show you how to do it and tell you what to do." But then it's up to you to put it up, take it down and store it.
Can you just tell me what they're doing at the room? Because that was 1,800.
So that was going to be
The
a
projector.
projector. Yeah, yeah. Sort of bring that in a bit.
Yeah.
Bring the war memorial in a
yeah,
bit.
that's.
It's always a bit,
Been included.
Yeah,
has it?
yeah.
No.
So is that in the budget and the festoon lights?
That's what we
Yeah.
suggested, Lindsay, across the
across the
market.
market. Oh, there's big, yeah. But across pillars, they want to do something there.
Yeah.
They wanted to do something on the roof. He said, what you've got on there on the roof at the moment is old and a bit dated. And he said, we can take them off and redo them. So. Yeah.
That's something for you to consider that whether we go on leasing or purchasing.
I propose that we go with Nicola's recommendation to purchase.
Okay.
It was the 7,000 and 7,500 for the illuminated present.
It will be capital.
What is it
A
only?
lot of money for a tunnel, for a couple of metres of tunnel. Was it 2.5 metres or something?
No, the tunnel isn't,
That's not
what we're talking about. We're
This is the
talking
one-
about, this is it looks like a present.
Huge.
And it's a
We
cube
had
with a.
complaints that we're not got enough light.
Uh-huh.
Nicola wants to do
Right.
something that.
Thing is, it's a lot of money, and how long is it going? Because it's going to be virtually out in the open, isn't it?
Yeah, but these are
This is what they
actually
are, they're
exterior
outdoor
lights, they're
Yeah.
outdoor lights.
Yeah.
Does that include illuminations on the dome of the
Yes.
vertical?
Yes.
Because I particularly like that.
So what we said is then
Yeah.
people can come, families can come, they can have a QR code, they can take pictures.
I like the idea of the lights across. Now, this tunnel thing gets me a bit, because if that gets, and I can see it happening, and I know we shouldn't go by this all the time, but I can see that within a very short time, like the Christmas tree, we had, God knows how many lights nicked off of that one year, didn't we? And bits broken off of it. And this thing in the past, I can see this thing within weeks being vandalised.
Well, this is why we like it there with the Buttercross and the Christmas tree, because the CCTV's on there as well.
Yeah.
We've had
No.
that before, haven't we? I don't know.
Mine.
But if we hired it, and it would still be that it'd be 12,000 for the 3 years.
Mhm.
I know that's more, but at least if that got vandalism, they would be responsible for it, wouldn't they?
They're being insured, yeah.
Without them replacing it.
Well, actually, the 12,000, well, the 11,500 for the 3 years doesn't include the walk-through bauble. For the option to hire with that underneath the bus across, it would be 14,900 for the 3 years. So that's 5,000 a year.
Can I just?
I'm not keen on the whole,
Lindsay,
so I'm happy with the rest of it, but not the.
can we go back to Lindsay, please?
Well, I sort of agree with Paul. My concern would be that if we purchase the walk-through present, that it'd be a novelty for the first year.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna be stuck with it and it might. lose
That's
its
right,
life,
yeah.
And it's quite a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's my only issue with that one. I'm quite happy with the buttercross. I think they're great.
Could we possibly purchase the other stuff and then hire the novelty? So each year we have something different with what's ever in vogue or.
We didn't get cost in it. Which are higher, you get cost.
Well, no, I mean, no, there is a costing on here. So if we purchased if we went for option 2, which doesn't include the purchase of the bauble, that would be 4,868. But the 3-year hire for the walk-through bauble would be 8,300.
This is from a different supplier, though, isn't it? It's from
Yeah, it would, but
Would we be able to change the bauble for something else each year? Because I kind of agree that it is if we had like a long tunnel, you know, like Norwich, and it was sort of like 10 foot, then that would be something completely different. But we're not a city and we're not. But I think having a novelty would be good, but a different one each year.
That
You
might,
know,
that's
if you
the point, we might have to go back to the suppliers and see whether they want to guarantee 3 years.
yeah,
That might be something you have to look at, in fact.
or would we be able to have an option of changing it every year so that
Something different.
You have to make a decision on that tonight.
That'd be
You haven't
preferred.
got another, your next meeting September and we're getting a bit close.
It's getting too close.
Well, we want it to be good this year. We've said we're going to do some of this.
could we vote on the lights,
Yeah.
the original lights, and then go back and see if we can
Yeah.
find out more about like renting a novelty of some description?
Yeah.
And then if that was acceptable for everyone, we could cast a vote via email. You know, like we've done before, and then in September.
September's meeting. We'll put it
Would
on
it-
September's
would that be
meeting.
enough? I'm just thinking of timescales.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can ratify it at September's.
I can't really see the point in that. You keep changing it, you know, as you said, the lights at Norwich are the same every year. The Christmas tree is the same every year. So it's only for a matter of a few weeks, isn't it? You just have the same thing every year.
They're likely to
Lights at
get,
Norwich, don't you? Haven't been the same every year.
they're likely to get different visitors every year, aren't they? Whereas.
Yeah.
A lot of people said about the Christmas tree, the artificial one we had on the, a lot of people come up and say, oh, not that one again. Yeah, I've had, not nasty,
However,
but
when
Yeah.
that went, everybody went, where's that tree gone?
Yeah.
Because it's been there every year. So it's,
Natural.
no,
As a tree.
it's swings and roundabouts, I think.
So I think the light,
Sorry, can't ever please everybody.
No, you can't.
oh, no, you're not.
see, I think the lights are lights, aren't they? Wherever they're going to be, whatever they are. But I think the actual novelty thing is something that would make it
Yeah.
special
But the extra.
and complement whatever we're doing with the tree. Now,
Absolutely.
if we're going to try and be fantastic, you know, and be better, then maybe we could see if we can have the novelty as something.
What you could say is you agree to have the hire the present if we can change it each year
Yes, yes, I think,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
for that price.
Yeah.
And then the lights you put,
Chair or from the other one?
I don't,
Zala lights, it would be, we would purchase the lights from
last year.
Blushare, but we would talk to Gala Lights for the hiring of the bauble.
And
Or
the
the-
illumination company. So they've
MK
quoted us the same.
Illumination, I think that was just purchase only, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was.
only
To
then.
find out if they'll lease it.
No, they purchase only.
Oh, they were.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, she's done that, yeah. So you
Right.
agree to those?
Yep.
To both of them, as long as we could have a different thing for 3 years instead of having the present. If not, we just go for the purchase now. Yeah.
Okay, do you want to vote on that?
Yes,
Make
please.
sure that we are in order.
I'm half happy with it.
Yeah.
Half.
I don't know how that works.
I'm half as close.
I think it's just that thing of having.
What you said, Paul, is if it don't work, you said I told you so. isn't it?
We might make you be Father Christmas.
The next one, we've already done that.
We've done that one.
The plumbing works on the kiosk.
Yeah, 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 right.
Yeah.
Right, to consider and review the town council's policy, internal audit terms and reference. You happy?
Nothing's changed, has it?
No.
That's just to review
You
it.
just have to review it for your AGAR.
Similarly with the financial
Yeah,
regulations?
there's no updates.
Close the vote.
Before we
Yeah.
close the meeting,
Hang on, we
Sorry.
all agreed on those?
Yeah.
policy? Yeah.
I just want to go back on the town centre refer or enhancement
Yeah.
part of the meeting next week. Les, you have agreed to lead on that, and you, are you all happy that he does lead on that?
Yeah.
Likewise, the barn and the swimming pool, anyone want to lead on that in particular?
Lean on that. I can't get involved.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kelly?
yeah, Kelly, brilliant.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
And so what we'll do is there's the only two things on the agenda and we've got an hour and 15 minutes. So,
Yes, because they've got, we're running about half an hour to,
yeah.
35 minutes
open
each, aren't we?
meeting, it's open meeting.
Did we do
Be
the
a public meeting.
kiosk one, Graham? Did we do the kiosk one?
Yeah, it's
I think we
already
mostly
done.
dealt with that.
That's
We
done.
dealt
Yeah,
with that
did
last week.
Yeah, we done.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It didn't need it, Paul, in the end. Okay,
Okay. To agree the date of the next meeting, which will be. What's it on? 12th of October, 2026. 30, okay?
okay.
Everybody happy? Go away, yeah. Lovely, thank you very much, everyone. Meeting is. Get used to it.